Today we're doing a full keyboard replacement on the MacBook Neo, but I'm going to be real with you, this repair did not go as planned. I actually broke a key off the keyboard while filming this, so instead of a perfect repair, you're getting the real process, mistakes included. First up, we're going to have to grab out our P5 screwdriver bit and remove all the screws from the bottom. Now, quick heads up. Replacement keyboards for the MacBook Neo aren't widely available yet, so for this video, I'm just reinstalling the original keyboard just to show you how the full process is. If you're doing this repair yourself, I highly recommend using a brand new keyboard once that hits the market. After you got all the screws out, you can just lift on the back and kind of twist and pull on the edge and it will come right off, just easy peasy. Then you'll want to grab out a T3 screwdriver bit and unscrew the two screws holding down the bracket that holds down the battery connection. Quick thing I wanted to mention while we're in the middle of this teardown, there's actually a new screw type showing up in these MacBook Neos. That's pretty rare right now. It's called the Torx Plus or 1IP screw. These aren't standard Torx bits, so if you're trying to use the wrong driver, you could strip these super easily. I was able to track down the correct bit from iFixit. I'll link down below for anyone who wants to fully prepare for this repair. And if that kind of info helps you out, consider dropping me a super thanks. It really helps support the channel and more guides like this. I was a bit nervous to post this guide because I ended up breaking the keyboard, and how I broke it was I was actually holding the physical keyboard to take a thumbnail picture and I dropped it and it broke. So it was just that. I can't believe it broke on one little single drop. So you use a series of T3 screwdrivers bits and T5 screwdriver bits and fully disassemble the device. You don't have to take out the speakers. You could if you want, if the wires are in the way, but I did not, and it made it a little bit quicker and easier, so I didn't have to take out all the screws. But basically you do have to take out hundreds of screws. I don't know, too many to count. I can't count how many screws you have to take for this repair, but I'm doing it for you guys. Some reason I unscrewed the board and then took off the connections, but I recommend actually taking off all the connections, then unscrew the board. I don't know what I was thinking at the time, but that's how I did it, and it worked anyways. I'm not gonna lie, but when I heard the MacBook Neo had a replaceable keyboard, I was actually pumped. For once, we're not dealing with the fully riveted, glued down nightmare like older MacBooks. This is the kind of change repair techs have been asking Apple for years, and that goes for all companies. And those of you who have followed my channel and subscribed to my channel during the guide where I show you how to replace a keyboard on like the MacBook Air M1 and I like tape it down and stuff. It was not ideal to do it that way, but it's the only way to get the keyboard back in without having to drill out every single piece and try to make screws to fit. It was a whole nightmare. I spent hours trying to figure out ways to refurbish this aluminum plate that has the plastic keyboard installed in it, and this is the way. But it really sucks. There's a lot of screws. I feel like there could be another way where you have the keyboard above and just like pop it out like the older Windows laptops where you could just replace just the keyboard. And I think that would be one of the ways that all laptops should have the keyboard replaced in. They are a pain to take out and everything, but I think it's worth it in that regard. And the top case keyboard replacement that you have to do on older Macs really sucks because you'll have to replace the battery too because of how the batteries are installed, and also the battery is unscrewable. So that's something really nice about this MacBook repair. But the one thing is there's a lot of screws to deal with. How many screws? How many triple zeros behind the number of type of screw? I mean, what the heck, Apple? Why is it like this? It's like what they said in my comments, that it was how many zeros they add on to the screws, how many zeros they have in their bank account. Oh, I missed a screw in an antenna for the Wi-Fi antenna, just the T3 screwdriver bit, and then I used a T5 screwdriver bit to remove the Wi-Fi antenna screws. After that's disconnected, we will disconnect the keyboard connection and its backlight. And also the trackpad is weaved underneath the logic board, so when you're putting it back together, you're going to have to keep that in mind, that you got to put that back underneath the board. So I've been requested a lot in my comments to do a full-length guide, so I'm going to bring you guys a full-length version of this video, which you're watching right now. And if you really like it, hit that like button. Thank you so much for watching. Now that all the connections are removed, we can finally lift out the logic board. Woohoo! That's all where the data is saved, so be careful with that piece. I get this question a lot. How did I even get into doing repairs like this? Honestly, it started pretty simple. I had a broken device, couldn't afford to replace it, so I figured I'd try fixing it myself. That turned into fixing stuff for friends, then friends of friends, and before I knew it, it turned into a full-on business. Now we're out here tearing down MacBooks on camera. So yeah, it escalated pretty quickly. Alright, a little off topic there, but I just wanted to recommend that you grab out your T5 screwdriver bit to remove all the screws around the battery. And there's 2 T3 screws that you'll have to remove as well. I also get asked a lot if I've been to college for this, and actually I have not been to college for this, and I'm doing great. So thank you, YouTube. Remove the 4 T5 screws holding down the charge port connection, and also called the USB-C connections. Once the battery is removed, you can take off the trackpad connection and just pull it down like this. Now it's time to take out the keyboard. And I ended up using a heating gun because I was planning on reusing this back panel and wanted to take it off without it ripping into pieces. But if you were doing this repair and you're actually replacing the keyboard, you'd probably get this as a replacement part that comes with it. Anyways, that's what, as soon as the part becomes available. But right now, I'm just doing this repair, and I would like to resell this MacBook or maybe even give it away. I don't really know yet, but I might use it too. There's so many other videos I could make. Anyways, we're going to take this off and try not to rip it, and so we can reuse it when we're done. And reveal the keyboard. And you're going to want to grab out one of these bits. You'll want to buy it from iFixit. Precision 4mm bit, Torx Plus 1 or IP1, and that's just a tongue twister in its own, but it's a screwdriver bit that you use to remove the keyboard screws. And there's so many screws, and I'm gonna take it all apart just to make this video. Now all the screws are removed, so now we can just lift up on the keyboard and it comes out just like that. Wow, that easy. Now look at all those screws, and we gotta remember where they all go back in. Ah! But we can do it. I believe in myself. We can do it. You can do it yourself if you want. I didn't take photos of when it broke or when I dropped it, but you can see the key broke off, and that wasn't supposed to happen when I was making this video, and I was supposed to have a pristine keyboard to put in. I was very angry, and that shouldn't be on camera. So there is, now we're just gonna put it back together. Even though there's a key missing and all, I'll just use it or figure some sort of place for it, or just wait until the part becomes available, which might be forever it seems like, but it's only been like a week since this thing's been out. Maybe in, let's say, hopefully 3 months the keyboard is, then I have to replace it though. I can do it. And if you feel like you can't do it because you don't have all the right tools or just also the skills to do this sort of thing, you can always email me, mark@worthitRepairs.com. And I was using an electric screwdriver to put it back together, but then I realized and was worried I might strip a screw, so I went back to the good old-fashioned manual screwdriver. Mistakes like this is why I always recommend having replacement parts ready before you even start, because once you're in this deep in the repair, there's no turning back. This repair is less about speed and more about control. If you rush this part, you'll end up redoing the entire job. Every connector you touch, double check it. These are the kind of repairs where one misstep costs you an hour. Yep, we got all those screws put back in. Now it's time to take a nap. And then we'll put it back together. Your screwdriver tray should be clean of all the screws, and then you'll have to get a charger and plug it in to get it to turn on after disconnecting the battery, which I'll show you right here. And for those of you commenting below and not watching the whole video, the story is the keyboard broke while I was taking the thumbnail, and that was just the biggest mistake. I dropped it, things happen, gravity, and it broke, which is really sad to see it broke. So dropped it so not very far. And anyways, well, here's how you replace the keyboard, and it works afterwards if I can get my password right.